Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Oh gosh. Hi guys. Happy Monday. Happy Motivation Monday. It is your girl, Kimberly Reese Mensa. And I am tired. Tired. Not just tired. I'm tired. How y'all doing? I hope you guys are well. It is almost 3 p.m. and I never, ever, ever, ever do Monday Motivation this late. I think maybe I did it at maybe 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock once. But yeah, so y'all, a lot going on. Let's get into it. But before, we got so much to unload. So much to unload. But before we get into it, you know what we do. You know what we do. Bam! Okay, so long story. I did not make it to Dunkin' today. I know they missed me at Dunkin', and I missed them too. But I have some leftover sparkling rosé, which is non-alcoholic, juice from my weekend. And I'm going to tell you guys about that. I have not left my room, but look what I did. I have my Dunkin' cup though. I recycle. I reuse my cups. Yes. I don't know if you guys do that. I keep my cups for different things. I have some that I put like pins in, and sometimes I have like, I buy those packs of straws, which I'm going to try to find the paper straws. But anyway, I have a little thing where straws are in. Here in my room, I'm in my room today. Y'all can see part of my background. Can't see my whole room, but if you look at my bed, if I was sitting at the edge of my bed, you would see the whole room and how pretty it is, how the window is, and my decor and all the pretty. But see that right there? That is one of my favorite pictures. And I have another one over here too that's on this wall, so you can't see it. But I love my window. Gosh, let me see if I can turn it so you guys can see there we go. See my window? It's just so pretty. And the colors of the sheer curtains match my duvet cover. And that I did not plan that. It just happened that way. I happened to find them together, and it worked out great. And I'm a pillow lover, so I love lots of pillows. I don't sleep with them. I do sometimes, and I have back issues. Whole nother story. I got to stop doing that. My husband told me, let me turn this down a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, that's as far as to go. Okay, just want to make sure I'm not too bright. So yeah, so cheers. So, it's basically grape juice. Like I said, I'm here in my room. So, I'm just kind of chilling up here today. I have not gone downstairs at all. And there's a reason for that. So let me get into it. Again, we have a lot to unpack. But this weekend, okay, so you guys know I always start by sharing with you what I've done for my weekend. This weekend was wild. So, because I do so much on Saturday and Sunday, it's hard to unfold what happened on Friday. So my Ace Boom Boom Kalela, we've been hanging, she goes back to school at the end of the month. So Friday, so here's what happened. So I gotta tell you about this part. So I'm gonna lift this up because I feel like it's all in my, you can see it, you can still see it in my, I guess I need it. You know how, well, I guess I take my glasses off. Let me take my glasses off. There we go. So you don't see all that glare from the ring light. So anyway, I gave my daughter, Christina, a surprise birthday party. Okay. So I got to go back to that. So Friday, really, the whole week I was doing things here and there. The week before, I ordered all the decor, and she did not know. She comes to my house every day because you guys know she's an awesome daughter. I'm just going to say it like that. But she is an independent provider. She has other clients that she works with, but she also works with Kalela, which is a blessing to me because I have other staff that work with Kalela, but Chrissy is my overnight person. I needed someone who wouldn't fall asleep. And Christina had been doing direct care prior to working with Kalela, so she knew the ins and outs. She's very thorough, and I guess I can take credit for that as her mom because she crosses every T and dots every I. She is on the medication piece. She makes sure that she documents things well. She's on it. And we have a working relationship. So when she's here, I'm not mama. I'm, Mrs. Reese Mensa, really. And that's how I think I shared this with you guys before. When I worked with my mother, God rest her soul, when I was at work, she was Miss Haywood. She was not mama, until we were off the clock. So we have that kind of working relationship. So anyway, I had scheduled this, and man, I tell you, I had to coordinate her friends. Because Chrissy, I know when her birthday's coming, and I know she's going to want to do something fun. And, I said, what do you want to do for your birthday? I just kind of threw it out there. This was like a month ago. And she's like, oh, I don't know. So mind you, for maybe actually 2 months, she had been talking about her birthday. And I just did the Sweet 16 for Kalela. So what's wrong with me? Y'all help your sister out. Because, what's wrong with me? Anyway. So I had planned this before. She was coming up and she would talk to me, call me on Messenger. Hey, Mom, I don't know what I want to do for my birthday. What should I do? Should we go out of town? All the time I'm planning this event for her. So she had no clue, right? Shout out to all her friends who they were culprits with me. We had to work it out because Christina is very precise, extremely organized to a certain degree, and she likes to know what's going on around her and what she's doing. So it took a minute for me to try to connect with all of her friends, and I had to find one who I wasn't friends with on Facebook. Well, a couple I wasn't friends on Facebook, but I was able to find them, actually 3 of them actually. And, but because they're in our line, our connection, it was easy for me to send them a message and they see it. So I had everybody, we were talking here and there, but I said, okay, let me put everybody together in one chat. So we did a group chat, and so we were working it out. We were talking through it, working it out. And she was like, Mom, so I guess I'll just go do this and do that. So they had planned to go to a restaurant. Now she did. Everybody else knew to come here. So we had to lie to her. And they say a good lie, a white lie. What was one of those white lies? I had to use that word because I know where that came from. Like a black lie is bad and white is not. It is what it is. It was a lie. So anyway, so we worked through it and we talked through it, and I told them what to do and what to say, and tell her this, you tell her that, and you tell her this. And then her girlfriend, Patricia, I said, Patricia, you go up there with her. She thinks everybody's meeting her at a restaurant. You go up there, just hang with her, and you guys get something light to eat, and then get her to come back here. So set it up really nice. We did a sip and paint thing, and we did karaoke, and they made their own pizzas. I had it all laid out for them. When I tell you, it was the funnest event. I had fun too, whereas I had fun at Kalela's party, but at Kalela's party, I was just a coordinator. I was kind of doing everything, make sure everybody was having a good time because of her, about her friends. But these kids that my daughter is connected with, I watched all of them grow up. They went to school with her. So I watched all of them grow up. I watched them, hey, Neil, what's up? Welcome to my live. We got a lot to talk about. And so I watched them grow up. They are like, call me mama. So 1, 2, 3 of them that was there. She went to school with most of them except for 3 other ones. But they all know me as that. So we all had so much fun. And when I'm going to show you guys the video. If you've not seen the video, go to my page where she comes in. She has no clue what's going on. And I tell you, it was the best feeling ever for me because I did it.
Here we are! Here we are! I win! You win! Got him! We got him! We got her! We got her! All right! Happy birthday, KK!
Happy birthday, sis.
Oh, look at these things. Happy birthday to you. Let's clap. Clap. Happy birthday. Yay. You have to keep on clapping. Drop the crown. Drop the crown.
Able to get away with this and was able to, hey Barb, how you doing? Was able to get away with doing this surprise party for her. And the look on her face when I first opened the door, first of all, she came in the wrong door. But we had planned for both doors, and shout out to Caitlin. Caitlin, you spoke that. She never, ever comes through the front door of my house. The only reason she did that was because she had planned to go back to the restaurant. I told her, I said, listen, just give me 15 minutes. I just need you to come to my house at 5:30. Give me 15 minutes. And that way, you know, I can give you your gift, and you can go back and do what you're going to do with your friends. Well, that was just to get her there. And yes, I had something for her. I had a gift. The gift was her party. So long story short, she pulls up and her face told a story. She's like, oh my gosh, she fell to the floor. But look at the video. You can go to my page and see the video. If we're friends on Facebook, you should be able to see it. And so it was just awesome. So I'm exhausted from that whole thing because I've been playing this for the whole week. And then yesterday morning, it was her birthday. I decided, I said, first of all, there's two things I want to do here. I believe in spending quality time with my children, each of them individually. And I like that one-on-one time with them. And what I have decided to do, I've been doing lately for their birthdays, I actually spend time with them by themselves first. And so what I did with her, I went to her apartment and I went and cooked her breakfast. And we got to pray together. We watched worship online. We watched church online. And I cleaned the kitchen, and, you know, she laid down and gave her a kiss so I cooked a good heavy meal, and I cleaned her kitchen up, and I said, okay, baby, I'm gone. I'm going to see you later because I got to get out of here. I got to go get back with your sister and take her here, blah, 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 blah. Well, the case was, no, I had to get out of there because I had a lot to do. So thankfully, shout out to Josh. Thankful he came early and helped me put stuff up. Then shout out to Henry, who came an hour early. And he came 30 minutes early. He helped me finish doing cleaning up, and I had everything already pretty much done by the time they got there. But it was at the last minute stuff they helped with. I was able to come upstairs, get dressed, and thankfully she was late because people were coming too late. I'm like, where are you guys? Get here. Like, it was actually my son and another person was late. And I said, well, park up the street. She's not here yet. Run, get in here because she's on her way. So as soon as the last person came, I had them all in the living room hiding, and I said, park up the street and just come in. So make a long story short, it was fabulous. It was fabulous. We had so much fun, which is why I'm up in my room today because I am exhausted. So I've had Zoom meetings this morning. I've had conference calls this morning. I'm working with my client, Robert Hatcher. Shout out to Robert Hatcher for this week's Taco Tuesday. It's here in Cincinnati. If you don't know what that is, go to Taco Tuesday. Live.com. I believe that's the address. I'll put it in for you. But he is doing an awesome thing with music and worship and just going to city to city and just blessing people, and it's free. It's sold out, so there's no tickets left for this time in Cincinnati, but he may come back later. So that's kind of why I've been up here. I've been recovering. Okay, so that was my weekend. So let's talk about the topics at hand, right? So I got to put my glasses back on for this, you guys, so I can see what I'm doing here. So, hey, Neil, what's going on? Hey, Barb. Hello to everybody who's just popped in. I can't see you, but please say hi. Let's talk about a couple of things, talk about the current events. The first thing I'm going to talk about is issue 1. Now, one thing that I will not do, we're going to call this part of my talk, Just the Facts, ma'am. Just the facts, ma'am. So we're going to start doing that. Just the facts. So basically, I do not want to use this platform as a means of discussing political stances. In other words, what a political party, what their belief system may be, or what may a particular candidate. That is not my job. I do vote. Have I endorsed candidates? Absolutely. On my other platform. In other words, there are people who are local who are here who I know have the heart of the people at heart, and I do support them and I do endorse them. And on my personal page, I actually do that. I will tell when it's time to vote. I say, okay, here's who I'm voting for and why, and I do that. You can take it or leave it, right? So I want to explain to you what issue 1 is, and you can make your decision from there. We're not going to go into detail about it. I'm not going to talk about what my opinion is of it. I'm just giving you the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Okay. So issue 1 asks eligible Ohio voters to consider an amendment to the Constitution of the state of Ohio proposed by a two-thirds majority of the Ohio General Assembly. The amendment, if approved, would elevate the standards by which the Constitution of the state of Ohio may be amended. Any newly proposed constitutional amendment placed on the statewide ballot must receive at least 60% of vote to be approved. Any initiated petition proposing to amend the Constitution of the state of Ohio that is filed with the Secretary of State on or after January 1st, 2024, must contain the signatures of at least 5% of eligible voters residing in each county of the state. Finally, the amendment specifies that new signatures may not be added to an initiative petition proposing to amend the Constitution of the state of Ohio once it has been filed with the Secretary of State on or after January 1st, 2024. Okay. So pretty much in layman's terms, what that means is, and if anybody has any further explanation, feel free to chat, put it in here. Y'all know that I get hundreds of views of this Motivation Monday video every Monday, and some of you come in later and you chat, whatever, you put your stuff in, go right ahead, put your comments in. But let me give you what my understanding of it in layman's terms. Basically, what it means is, it's this: if you vote yes on issue 1, it takes away the individual vote. It's pretty much that in a nutshell. Now, why is this being proposed? It's being proposed because certain groups believe that. Now let's go down. Let's talk about the argument. If you vote against issue 1, the argument to vote no means this amendment would destroy citizen-driven ballot initiatives as we know them, unpending our right to make decisions that directly impact our lives. It takes away our freedom by an undetermined and sacred principle of one person, one vote, and destroys majority rule of Ohio. Now, I am reading this from the Ohio.gov elections page. This is not a particular group doing this. This is a government page. So you have to, whenever you quote something, I learned this in my communications career, that you always quote your source, okay? So I'm basically quoting my source. Okay. Last year, Ohio politicians eliminated August special election, saying interest groups, often manipulative, put issues on ballots in August because they know fewer Ohioans are paying attention. And yet, here we are voting in August on just one question. Should Ohio permanently abolish the basic constitutional right of majority rule? That is what this is about, okay? That is what this is about. Kyron, how are you? Oh, my goodness, sweetheart. How you doing? Are you still in Cincinnati? You need to talk to me. Good to see you. Special interests and corrupt politicians say yes. They don't like voter making decisions, so they're trying to rewrite the rules to get what they want, even more power. Now, mind you, this is an article that is on Ohio.gov's election page. They're showing you both sides of why this is important or why it's not important, and why to vote yes and why to vote no. So this is the no voters. This is what the no voters are saying. They're quoting what the no voters are saying. Here's why we're confident Ohio citizens will resoundingly vote no. Number 1, issue 1 ends majority rule. It means just putting 40% of voters can block any issue, putting 40% of voters in charge of decision making for the majority. Issue 1 shreds our Constitution. It would permanently undo constitutional protections that have been in place for over 100 years to check politicians' power at the ballot box. Okay? Issue 1 takes away our freedom. It would destroy citizen-driven ballot initiatives as we know them, guaranteeing that only wealthy and special interests could advance change to our Constitution. Issue 1 applies to all issues. If this amendment passes, it will apply to every single amendment on any issue Ohioans will vote ever on. You name it, just 40% of voters will decide. So this is why they're saying, okay, I'm keep reading what they're saying. We all deserve to make decisions that impact our lives. We must protect our freedom to determine our future, not permanently change our Constitution to give up our rights. Vote no. So that is what the knowers are saying, okay? Barb Gillespie, I'm going to read this in a second, okay, Barb? Hold on to that thought. Don't go nowhere. Now, let's talk about those who are saying yes. Hold on. Let me find it for you. Come on. Okay. Okay. This is no, and this is for issue. Argument for issue 1. So this is what people who are for issue 1 are saying. Okay, vote yes on issue 1. Empower the people, protect the Constitution. A yes vote on issue 1 protects our Constitution from deep-pocketed out-of-state interests. By passing issue 1, the people will ensure constitutional changes are well accepted and declare the Ohio's Constitution for not for sale. If you're just joining me, I'm just reading the facts. I just read the why vote no. I'm now reading why vote yes. Currently, special interests target Ohio, seeking to inject their own personal views and objectives into the state's most sacred documents. Why? Because Ohio is one of the few states that allow these interests to directly enshrine their social preferences and corporate motives into Constitution at the same threshold as every law. Common sense tells us that this should not be the case. Instead, our constitutional rights should be broadly supported and shielded from well-financed special interests. So they're saying voting yes on issue 1 strengthens our Constitution by elevating the standard. By raising the threshold for constitutional amendments to 60%, people will ensure amendments will have widespread support and tell special interest groups that our Constitution is not up for grabs. This will protect Ohio's Constitution similar to the way the U.S. Constitution has been protecting since our country was founded. Empowering people across Ohio. By requiring a signature from voters in every county, special interests will no longer be able to cherry pick why they gather signatures. Instead, starting January 1st, 2024, a diverse and representative population of Ohioans will determine whether proposed amendments will appear on the ballot, eliminating second bites to the apple. By restricting do-overs on signature submissions starting January 1st, 2021, special interests will have one chance to play by the rules when gathering signatures to place proposed amendments on the ballot. We, the people, must have voices heard on August the 8th. Empower yourself, your fellow Ohioans, protect the Constitution, vote yes on issue 1. Okay, and that was Senator Rob McCauley. The person who wrote vote no is Senators Paula Hicks Hudson, Vernon Sykes, and Representative Dontavius Jarrell's bride, Rose Sweeney, and Danny Issacan. So those are people for no. And then I just read the people for yes. So once again, recap. Let's recap, okay? No, yes, go back to recap. No, a yes vote, yes. Let's talk about yes. Go back to yes. A yes vote on issue protects the Constitution from deep-pocketed out-of-state interests. That's what they're saying. Also, what they're saying as well, again, this is all on the news. This is nothing that I have done. By voting yes on issue 1, they're saying that they want to protect the Constitution from outside interests, but this is about abortion. I'm just going to put it out there, okay? Again, this is nothing I've made up. This is not for me. It's all the facts. It's about abortion. Issue no says this amendment will destroy citizen-driven ballot initiatives as we know them, upending our right to make decisions that directly impact our lives. It takes away our freedom by undermining the sacred principle of one person, one vote, and destroys the majority rule in Ohio. So one side is saying, well, 60% will determine what it, and we'll just go from there. The other one is saying, no, we can't do that. We still want one vote, one person, one vote. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and read your comments on this. Barb Gillespie said, we as mothers try to make our children, our grandchildren feel as special as, you're talking about my daughter, birthday. Yes. And thank you for clearing up issue 1. Was really confused. Good. That's, Barb, that's why I do this. Like, let me tell y'all something. I had a lady who inboxed me on my YouTube channel, sent me a message on my YouTube channel, and she says, thank you so much for providing real, I don't know. Okay, sorry guys, somebody was trying to call me. But she was like, thank you so much for, hold on, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Hold on a second. I'm back. I had to put that on Do Not Disturb because I don't want you guys to miss anything. But she was saying, and so this is why I do what I do. I want to just, let me say, guys, I don't know how to explain it. When it comes to politics and it comes to religion and it comes to expectations of how we raise our children and when it comes to marital issues and relationships, I am going to be the realest person and the most honest person you will ever meet. I'm also going to allow you to see both sides to a situation, or in this case, issue 1. I'm going to give you the facts. I'm not going to say you need to vote with the majority. You need to learn the facts and read and find out what's going on and what's the real purpose of this. So we all know that abortion has been a major, 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 major issue in our country. Hold on one second. Good afternoon. I'm not sure who this is. Hello? I'm sorry, this is who? Hi, Robin, can I call you back, please? I'm actually doing a live feed right now, so I need to call you right back. Is that okay? Yes. All right, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. She called me like 5 times, guys, so I had to pick up the phone. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, so we know that abortion has been a major issue in our country for a very long time, from way back during Roe versus Wade. So it's been a lot. It's been an issue. But however, I'm going to say this as a woman of God and a woman of faith. I pray about everything that I do. And I also want to provide with a platform here where you feel safe to discuss because let me tell you something. I've always said it before. Don't come for me. Don't come for me on my page. Don't do that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect those who have a right to voice their opinion on how they feel about something. But we're going to also provide an opportunity to learn about it. Because it may change your way of thinking on how things happen and how they go. A lot of people are not into politics. A lot of people don't even know what they're voting for. Some people go to cast their ballot and have no clue what the issues are. So this is why we do this. This is this is Motivation Monday. I want to motivate you to learn. I want to motivate you to grow in your knowledge of what you know about politics. I want you to motivate you to grow and learn about the people around you, the people who live on your neighborhood and down the street from you, what their belief system is and what they've been taught. And sometimes it will help you understand why they are the way they are. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and I have for almost 30 years. And I get it. I get how the mentality is we teach our children teach their children teach their children, and so on. And we have what's called generational curses in this country. And those generational curses have taught people that it is okay to think a certain way. It is okay to hate someone. It is okay to talk about, whatever. And I'm going to, the next thing we're going to talk about. So if anybody has any questions about issue 1, I'm going to, when I'm done here, I'm going to click the link, post in the link, the government site, ohio.gov site, that explains all of this stuff that we're talking about. Therefore, you are informed on your own. So before you cast your ballot, which is tomorrow, some of you have already voted early. Kudos to you. I didn't get a chance to vote. I normally vote early, but I was busy with my daughter. But if you can vote early, that's great. But tomorrow is voting day. All of my kids are registered. Those who are over 18, every one of them. And we all go vote together. Every one of them. Kellen votes in another district, and Christina votes in another district now, but she lives in another city. But we vote the same day. We talk about it. We talk through it. If they have questions, I help them navigate it. And even my son, Sanford, I talk him through it. Okay, here's what this means. And I put it in layman's terms so he understands, okay? So that's that. That's issue 1. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Okay, so let's move on. We're talking about current events right now. Now, we've got an issue in America. Let's talk about in Cincinnati, okay? And I'm going to talk about, we've had just yesterday, a young woman was shot and killed on a playground where other kids were playing. Now, we know it's come to the point that every day that the news, I don't watch the news, but every day, I try not to. But every day when the news comes on, someone's being shot. Someone's shot. Somebody got shot. And then it's in a particular demographic, meaning it's in a particular neighborhood. This is happening, right? Or neighborhoods, right? And most of those are lower income neighborhoods, okay? Why is this happening, right? We talked about, first of all, guns are so readily available to get, which is number one. That's a whole nother. We talked about the gun laws. I've been talking about this since these mass shootings have happened. Since I've been doing Motivation Monday, I always talk about that. But number 2, these kids are getting these guns, right? So I'm going to tell you guys the statistics. Again, yesterday, a young mother, she was pregnant and was shot. The baby is still alive. She died. The baby is in intensive critical care. To my knowledge, to this point, it's 3/21. I don't know at this point, 3/24. If the baby is still living, we're praying and believing God the baby's still alive. And I don't know what happens. Matter of fact, I'm going to do some follow-up myself about what's going to happen to the baby. Like this, is it going to the family? Anyway. So I can kind of report that to you guys later. But in Cincinnati, since January 1, I'm going to read the number of shootings. January was 20 shootings, okay? February was 28. March, there was 11. April, 29. And then when it gets warmer, they increase. May, 39 shootings in May. 39. June, 37. July, 34. And August so far, we are just at the 7th day of August. The 7th day of August, and 7 shootings so far from the 7th day. I don't know what that means. Y'all, what are we doing wrong? So here's the deal. We could talk about the country all we want to, but what are we doing? What about our city? What are we doing? It's funny. There is a pastor. There are pastors, and I know them personally, and I love these men. But they always, whenever there's a shooting, one of them is always at the shooting scene and talking about, this is what we need to do. We need to do that. We need to do that. We can talk till we're freaking blue in the face. We can continue to talk about what we need to do, what we need to do. I'm going to tell you, the police and the leaders in Cincinnati, in that district. I'm in Blue Ash, but Cincinnati has a mayor and has a police department. they are overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed. Because what happens is the more money comes in, the more opportunities. We saw over the past month, just in the past month, how much money and residual income came to Cincinnati with the festival, with Taylor Swift, with the Bengals, with I feel like I'm missing all the Pink, with all the concerts and the festivals, and we still got the Black Film Unions coming. Like summer isn't over, and we still got stuff coming in. So money's coming in, lots of money's coming in. That generates people coming. That generates people trying to figure out how they can rob people, and crime increases and all of that. What I need to say is that if you're watching me and you know me, and you are a person of faith, and you believe in the power of prayer, we need to be praying more. We got to pray more. And I raised my hand. There was a time where I've done intercessory prayer for many places in churches and stuff like that, and I've formed, and helped with that and whatever. And I kind of got away from when I moved away from those groups, right? Not doing it as much, meaning like intense, specific prayer. We got to pray, because only God can do something. But in a situation where man fails, God succeeds. So we got to figure out, with wisdom from God, from the Holy Spirit, how do we do this? How do we help to eliminate what's happening? Today hurt my heart. It hurt my heart so badly because it was a woman who was pregnant with a child, and you hear about it. You hear kids being shot, men being shot, and a lot of those times it's because of drug deals and bad drug deals gone bad, and all that. The young girl who got shot in Silverton, drive by, and it was the wrong house, and that child. It's just terrible. And so when I get frustrated, and I'm like, okay, God, what are we doing? What to do? I just pray. I pray. And I seek wisdom. Now, I'm not saying faith without works is dead. We can't not just say, well, God, pray, thank you, please do this, and just move on. No, we have responsibility. And if that responsibility means you go to the community, if you know someone in that community, if you're connected with someone who's selling drugs and has a gun access, and you try to go and talk to them, hey, just one person. If it's just one person, you can get off the street, just one person to do something to help you, then, to help our situation, then you've done your job. If it's just one person. Just like here, when I do this and I hear people come to me and they inbox me and they send me messages like, we love that you do these videos. That's why I do it. God, I'm telling you, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do it today. Why am I doing this? Why am I on this camera talking to people? Like, why am I doing this? But then I get a message after I've done it, and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing this and spreading this word and being this and saying that or whatever. And I'm like, God, I hear you. I hear you. Because guess what? You don't have to be behind a pulpit to send a message, to deliver a message. Okay? So, the shootings, this is the current events we talked about. We're going to talk about this stuff. We need to pray about the shootings and then pray and seek God what you should do, right? And on a different note, let's talk about the entanglement that occurred in Montgomery, Alabama. Let's talk about that for a minute. We know that's like right now, it is blowing up on social media, it is blowing up in the news. I'm going to read you the facts. Again, just the facts, ma'am. Several people were detained after a fight breaks out in Montgomery's Riverfront Park in Alabama. Several people were taken into custody Saturday night, after a fight broke out at a Montgomery Riverfront Park in Alabama, authorities said. The Montgomery Police Department responded to a disturbance at the 200 block of Cosa Street in Montgomery, Alabama at 7 p.m. after a large group of people were fighting. Several people were detained, police said. A video of the incident, which appeared to be racially divided, was shared Sunday on social media. It's been reported that it began because a pontoon boat was blocking a dock space needed to park a riverboat, the area in the regular spot reserved for the Harriet II riverboat. One short video posted on social media by Josh Moon of the Alabama Political Reporter shows several white people fighting a single black man who, according to Jasmine Williams of WSFA, is a dock worker. The only audio heard from the witnesses yelling, but it appears to begin with an argument between the black man and one other of the white men. Another white man rushes and hits the black man, who backs up and tosses his hat into the air. Then the fight begins in earnest, and several white people begin hitting the black man. Yeah, it was crazy. During the video, one witness apparently watches from the riverboat, screamed repeatedly, "Y'all help that brother." Onlookers who were on shore. It appears that some people from the shore did join to defend the man, and the video shows at least one black man dive into the water from the riverboat. "Get up there, young buck," yelled another video person voice, okay? By the time the swimmer climbed up onto the dock, about a minute into the video, most of the altercation appeared to be over in Moon's video. A separate video posted by Lauren shows scenes after that. As the Harriet II was preparing to dock, a group of younger people approached the pontoon boat and more fighting broke out. At least one person fell into the water from the dock. Authorities were soon on the scene. The police began taking people into custody. Authorities have not released the names of the detained suspects. Charges against anyone involved in the fight are pending, MPD said. So, this, again, I'm going to quote my source. This is from Montgomery Advisor reporter Shannon Hupel. And her information is Shannon is shupel at gannett.com. So, that is that. That's the facts. Now, oh, y'all, this one right here. This one was hard to watch. It was hard to watch because the man was doing his job by telling them they need to move their boat. You know what happens when people are on boats, they drink, they're partying. I'm pretty sure alcohol was involved in this. I'm pretty sure it was. And the fact that the man who dashed from another part of the deck, I saw the video, who dashed from the other part of the dock, who ran and hit the man, wasn't even the two that he was talking to initially. That person should be charged if they haven't already been charged. But what was hard to watch about that was to watch that man being beaten by white people, a black man being beaten by white people. Not just men, but women jumped in too. They jumped in. That was hard to watch. That was very hard to watch. Now, the real side of me was very happy when I saw his backup said, "Oh no, we're not gonna let you do this," and they jumped in, and that's the fleshy side of me, the real Kim, like, "Oh no, we're not gonna do this today. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna jump this man." And it was, at least from the video I saw, there were at least 11 people beating him before somebody came and helped. He finally got away. I believe the police was called during the altercation, during the beating. Somebody called the police. So, make a long story short. If you are privileged to have money and you are privileged to have privilege in this country, that does not give you the right to beat someone up. That does not give you the right to jump in their face and to usurp what authority you think you have and beat them up and hit them. He did not hit them. He hit him first. He was like, well, he had to go toe to toe with it when he threw his hat in the air. That's not funny, but he was like, okay, well, I got to do what I got to do. Y'all hitting me. You know, you guys are attacking me. So he had to do what he had to do, right? So, yeah. I'm speaking just from Kim, Sister Kim right now. Y'all should have, you got what you deserved. You reap what you sow. And they should not have jumped him. They should not have done what they did. It's unfortunate that they did that. However, I think that hopefully justice will be served. The police have in custody. They got video footage. We're in a day and age where everything is being recorded. Everything. You're being recorded. You don't even know you're being recorded. Everything's being recorded. So I'm just hoping that justice is served. And yeah. And I'm going to leave that with that. Okay? Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Okay. Let's move on to our next topic. And I'm going to leave y'all alone. Let's talk about sports here just for a second. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about Joe Burrow. Let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Can we talk about that for a minute? Can we talk about that for a minute? Okay. We talked about, everybody knows that Joe Burrow hurt his calf, and everyone knows that he, Kalela, looking for your medication? Yeah, it's right there. Everybody knows that Joe Burrow was, he was in practice and he pulled his calf muscle, right? And so he's going to be down for a little bit. He can't practice and he's going to be off. Now, Kalela and I were in McDonald's over the weekend. Again, we were out shopping for this party, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention that we were, those of you, hopefully you took advantage of that, the no tax, because it was huge for us. We got clothes, we got shoes, we got school supplies. I got probably roughly, I noticed you guys gonna think I'm tripping, but I got probably $400 worth of items for approximately probably like $125. I'm not lying. And if you don't want to know how I did, I'll let you know. And the tax-free tax-free days helped. So with that being said, so we were at McDonald's. Kalela was hungry. We went to grab some breakfast real quick, and we decided to sit in and just kind of slow down for a minute. And there's a lot of men that sit in McDonald's. They used to do that at White Castle as well. And they were sitting in McDonald's and they were talking about sports or current events. And there was one gentleman, he said, "Oh, that's a fake. There's nothing wrong with him. This is all a media thing." I don't know. It happened last time he was in training camp. He hurt himself. So they're basically saying it's just something for them to do. But the thing that I wanted to point out was Ja'Marr Chase and talk about unity, which is we're going to end on this. So Ja'Marr Chase, I'm going to read to you injuries and luck. They talked about Cleveland Browns have injury. For the Cincinnati Bengals, poor choices, bad luck, and injuries have also held the franchise back until the luck changed with a quarterback, Joe Burrow, available when the team had their first overall pick. Drafting in college buddy and running wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase the following year added to a talented receiver room. So they're basically talking about the setup and the relationship that these guys now have. Burrow's injury calf during training camp adds to the quarterback's tough professional injury career, professional injury career, history, including an ACL tear during his rookie season and appendicitis during training camp last year. So this is what Ja'Marr Chase said. Speaking about Burrow's calf injury, Chase gave us a surprising answer to the hopes for his QB's return. And I quote, I told him, in all honesty, I don't want him there, Chase said. I sat out an extra game just to let my hip heal all the way up. You don't want to cause problems later in the season. As long as you're there after week 5 or so on, we're good, brother. So basically, it was like, look, chill out, relax, let yourself heal. Don't try to do too much. You got this. You're going to be all right, but you got to take care of yourself. Y'all, I'm using this analogy, this quote from Ja'Marr Chase about what I have said to you guys and to myself often. We got to chill out and just rest and take care of ourselves. I just read you all this stuff that's going on in our world, and things are happening, and it can get up here and it can get here. And it can take an effect on this, right, on your body. Take a little time. Let's do what Jamar Chase said. Chill out. Rest. You're going to be all right. You got plenty of time to come back and do what you can do, right? You're going to be all right, right? So, Reese's Pieces, with that being said, on today's Motivation Monday, I'm going to leave it with you guys. It's going to be all right. I've said a lot of things today. I've read a lot of stuff, things that are concerning, but we're just going to rest in our faith and rest in what we know to do and just listen, and just adhere to what God is saying to you and just hear to that. And we're going to be all right, right? We're going to be all right. All right, Reese's Pieces, I love you guys so much. Have an awesome rest of your day. Have an awesome rest of your week. I love you so much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.